All right. Imagine if you could do your own movie stunt, one that you have watched on numerous movies, and maybe one of your favorite characters does this stunt. Well, that was my situation when I was working as a river guide at a Boy Scout camp. That's right. I I always wanted to swing on a vine like Tarzan. And lo and behold, where I was in Central Florida is where they used to film Tarzan movies. So the first day on the job, I was required to clear out paths between the campsites. So I had a machete and a hatchet and a saw, and I was clearing out trails between the campsites. And I noticed that these tropical jungle trees that were about 100 feet tall had big vines hanging off of them, vines nearly as big as my wrist. So when I had a clear enough path cleared out, I thought, well, I'm going to swing on one of these vines. So I would climb up a little bit up a tree. I would grab high on that vine, and I'd push off, and I'd be swinging down through the path faster than a jungle cat. And I had hair, so I had wind whistling through my hair, and it was phenomenal. And I would try it again, and I'd climb back up and I'd swing. Now, the crowning achievement is if I could actually grab another vine and swing another on another vine. But sadly, the trees did not throw down vines close enough in order to do that. But anyway, it was an exciting day, and it was an exhausting first day. I slept well that night. Now, the next morning when I woke up, of course, I have to go to the bathroom. And I tried to go to the bathroom, and there, obstructing my flow, were two little blood-sucking beasts, ticks, right on the end of my penis. And no one ever told me that when Tarzan was swinging on vines, that he was shaking down ticks on himself. Then they never made it into the movies. So what was I going to do? Well, I know that, it's important to get the whole tick out. And we did have a camp nurse, but she was kind of weird. And I was 17, and I didn't quite trust myself to be handled by her. I could have really embarrassed myself. I had a hair trigger. So it's like, I'm an Eagle Scout. I have my first aid merit badge. I'm going to fix this myself. I'm practically an adult. So I went to the camp offices and I looked for the first aid kit, and I found it. And in that first aid kit, I noticed there were no tweezers, nothing for that delicate type of work that you need to do for removing a tick from your private areas. So what I did is I went to the quartermaster, which is where we had camping equipment. I'm going to have to improvise. So I looked through there to see if there's anything that could pull a tick out of a person. And I found something called a hot pot tongs. Now, these were basically a set of pliers about that long. So basically, it was a tool that was bigger than my own tool. All right, well, this can grip it. All right. So I checked in the in that first aid kit, and I found that we had both peroxide and alcohol. I wasn't too sure which is the one that burns, but I did know that alcohol it cooled when it evaporated. I had that much chemistry under my belt. All right, so I'm set. I grab hold and I take the hot pot tongs, those plier looking things, and I know that I'm going to have to pinch down past the head of the tick, because I have to get all the whole head out of my body. I don't want an infection. So I pinch onto my member and I squeeze and I jerk and I take a chunk out of the end, but I got the whole thing. and oh, it hurts. But discipline is discipline. I have to get the second one, but I'm tearing up, so I have to really focus. And I go and I grip and I pinch and I squeeze and I jerk and I tear. And now I am bleeding. It's like, okay, I got to hurry and clean this. And I poured the alcohol on, and oh, that hurt so bad. It was a volcano of pain erupting. And I started jumping and yelling, ow, ow, ow. It took about 20 seconds for that pain to subside. And then it's like, okay, there's no way I'm going to be able to get a Band-Aid on this. So I pull up my shorts, my pants, and the pain was actually a good sign that no nerve damage. However, the only scars I had were psychological, and as a result, I have learned my lesson. I am only letting medical professionals handle me, even in the most embarrassing moments. That's the only way we're going to take care of these things. Thank you. It's the